Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another week on the farm. It is Tuesday the 19th of March. So, as you can see, I've got the fertiliser spreader on, the Amazon 3600 Ultra, and I'm in the John Deere 619TR. And I am spreading some complete compounds, so it's like a mixture of NP and K. Yeah, I'm actually spreading it on the grass fields where the cattle will be for the summer. And that's going on at 200 kilos per hectare. So yesterday, I actually spent most of my day carrying on changing those knife sections on the header knife, combine header knife. Just to give it a day to dry out. So it's travelling alright. Barely even seen my tyre marks, to be honest. There's the odd little wet spot, which is normal. So Dad's out in the Bateman liquid fertilising on the barley and the wheat, and hopefully Simon's going to get going with the 8.345 and the top down cultivator nearer the end of the week. So we'll probably be drilling at the weekend, I expect. Centre that. So yeah. What else is going on? Yeah, I'll be doing this for a couple of days. I've got all these grass fields to do where the cows are, and I've got a bit of a contracting job to go and do, and then I've got to start putting on some nitrogen sulphur. I've got some left in stock, nitrogen sulphur on the cutting grass for the haylage. We are waiting on a lorry load of that, so I can carry on and do it all. And yeah, so we've got a couple of days of fertilising to do. And yeah, so we've got chap coming out on Thursday morning to do a test on the fertiliser spreader, which is it's like a bit like an MOT. He just checks over the spreader, and then we do a tray test to make sure it's all spreading accurately. So we'll lay out some trays in the field, and I'll drive over them, spreading the fertiliser, and we'll see, check out it's all running accurate, check the veins are at the right angle. It's just something that we have to get done yearly for our, the cross compliance payments, single farm payment rules. So yeah, I may film it. We'll see if he wants to be on camera or not. And that, yeah, so. See what else we can get up to. Well, these fields are bumpy. They all need harrowing and rolling, really. That's another job I've got to do. More harrowing and lots of grass rolling. So yeah, I'll catch you in a bit. Alright, just going to cross over this bridge. Each year the bridge gets a bit more and more decrepit. We've even got a hole in it here now, look. Right, should be able to get across it. I've been across it before with this tractor. Could do with a hedge cutter down here, really. Beat that bush back. There's a nice little stream down here that runs along the grass fields. I'll put the camera here so you can watch me cross. Okay, so it's Thursday morning. We've got guys out from SCS spreader and sprayer testing, and they've already given the spreader a check over, make sure nothing's hanging off and it's all not worn out and it's all good. And now we're just doing a tray test. So basically we've got 30 metres of trays, plastic trays laid out, and I'm just about to drive over them, spinning some nitrogen and sulphur at 215 k, and that's 200 kilos per hectare. And then we're going to go and have a look and measure out what's in the trays. Okay, so you should be able to see a little bit of fertiliser in the trays, and it's basically a test to make sure it's an even amount all the way across. Where those two trays are close together, that's the 12 metre point, so 24 metre point, but they actually put the trays out to 30 metres. So what they're doing is tipping the little bits of fertiliser into these test tubes, so you can just get an idea. It gives you an idea that it's that it's spreading accurately, all the same, right across the 24 metres or even 30 metres. So when it gets to the 24 metre, the double tray, which is 24 metres, or say 12 metres out one side, he then starts double backing on, moving back in 6 tubes. So that's it. It all worked out fine, spot on. It's going alright. We've obviously got the 2 gaps in the middle where there was no trays, because that's where the tractor tyres went. But no problems at all. I think I was just saying that that set of test tubes goes right out to 36 metre or 46. So there we go. Now I'm just saying basically that's all the fertilising done for this week. And I've got a sticker as well to say that it's passed its test. Yeah, so I'm just going to go and wash off the spreader now and get ready for the next job. Right, so I've washed the spinner off and taken it off, and I'm just going to put the pass certificate on. There we go, that's on. So now basically I've got the grass harrows on. I'm going to do a bit of harrowing. Just got to fill up with diesel. As you can see, if you're wondering why I'm doing voiceover, it's because the mic, it didn't pick up any audio. I think it's the actual camera that's the problem. Oh, there's a bit of footage of grass harrowing and Eric getting a bit of exercise. He wanted to get out, so let him out for a run around. He ran 3 times around that field. Yeah, I think it's the actual camera what's playing up with the audio. Sometimes it will record audio and sometimes it won't. Alright guys, so I finished harrowing all the haylage grass. So now I've just hooked up the rollers and I'm going to start rolling it all. It's about 100 acres in total, all the grass what we mow for cattle feed. So we're getting there. The only trouble is I've got to go out on the main road now, so I'm probably just about to upset a load of people. Right, so I thought I'd do a quick little run through on this GPS because I get quite a few questions about it. So this is the John Deere 2630 screen. It is connected to the track, linked up to the tractor, and also linked up to that yellow and green dish that's on the roof. That yellow and green dish is the receiver, and it connects to the satellites in the sky. Right, so basically we'll start with setting up a field. So I've called it farm, field, well, new field, so we'll just call it number 1, accept, and then we go to equipment, check that that's all alright. So we've got machine, we've got the tractor's details in, all the measurements of the tractor, so that the screen knows exactly where the dish is on the tractor. So that's all alright. Implement 1, we've got in flat rollers, 6 meters. Yeah, they've actually got an offset on it because they run slightly, they pull slightly to one side, so you can have an offset, so that, because otherwise if I just have that offset on 0, it'll be missing on one side and I'm overlapping 20 centimeters on the other side. And when you type in the offset, for some reason you only have to cut it in half, so the actual offset is 20 centimeters, but I've put in 10. So yeah, that's that. Here you just say how wide it is, and then we want resources, actual guidance. We could create a boundary on the field if we wanted to, work out exactly what the area of the field is. So basically we would just set this and press record and drive all the way around the perimeter of the field. With it recording, I can change, depending on which way I want to drive around the field, I switch that over. I can go right or left, and you drive all the way around, and then it tells you exactly how the area of the field. So then you can go on totals, and it will say area worked, area remaining, time worked, time remaining in the field, stuff like that, hectares per hour. So we want to go on guidance and set track. So right, new AB line, we'll just call that 1 as well, accept. So let's get into position. So I've already harrowed this field the other day. And to set up an AB line, I'm just going to follow the tire marks of harrowing. We won't run on the exact same tire marks. Right. So we go along here, look. So I'm going to press A now, and we're going to drive along a little bit. I think you can do it as quick as like 5 meters or something, but it wouldn't make it very accurate if we did it only at 5 meters, because you could end up pointing anywhere. So basically, the further distance that you travel before you press B, the more accurate it is. Right, so I'm going to press B now and then accept, and we're going to turn the steering on, and then I'm going to press this auto steer button here, and that's it, we're linked onto the line. We want to go on equipment and record so that it starts shading in what I've done. And the other thing is, I can have it at the moment, I've just got it recording all the time, but when I was harrowing, I had it on the link arms, so that as soon as you put the link arms down, it started recording. You lift it up, it stops, You can have it on spool valves, 1, 2, 3 or 4. When the PTO kicks in, it starts recording, stuff like that. But I've just got it set to constant record at the moment. Yeah, so it's pretty simple. There is another way of doing it. You just go on GS3 and then you tick all the boxes of what you want to complete. Guidance, boundaries, and then next. So then, yeah, we've already put in our farm and field. Next. Machine, as in tractor, that's in there. Implement, that's in there. Flat rollers. What we're doing, so this is documentation. I've got it down as tillage, but it doesn't really matter. You can just put anything in there. And then you go on the next one. So basically I'm gonna miss every other track, and then I'll go all the way over to the other side of the field, and then I'll miss everyone coming back again, and then I'll be back. So you basically roll one, miss one, roll one, miss one. So that's shifts, we don't need that. Boundary, we talked about that, didn't we? But we're not going to set a boundary. And then we go. So basically, the tractor is locked onto the white line right now. I could lock onto any one of these blue lines, and basically the line that I'm closest to will highlight white, and then we'll link onto it. But all these lines are parallel across the field, and yeah, depending on my track width, which setting the implement width will depend on how far apart those lines are. There we go, accept, that's done. So the other thing I was going to show was the guidance settings. So you can have different, well, at the moment we're running on straight track because we're just going in a straight line. We can go on adaptive curves, which is what I use for headlands when I'm drilling the headlands. Basically it just keeps on recording all the time, a bit like doing the boundary. It keeps recording, you just leave it recording all the time and it will run parallel to that line that you've recorded. Adaptive curve, oh yeah, we've done that. AB curve, that is like another AB line, so you start at the A at one end and B at the other end of the field, but it does, instead of just drawing a straight line in between A and B, it records a line, it records your path between A and B, and then it will run any curved lines between A and B, it will parallel them. You can do circle track, road finder, ditch track. I've never used any of them. So yeah, straight track. There we go, just on guidance. And what else is on here? Oh, I'll just show you how good it is at linking onto the line. So at the moment I'm on line number 2. Going back down, I'm going to be on 4 because I'm going to miss one. So I'm going to start turning. As soon as you touch the steering wheel, the auto steer switches off. Oh, we just lost our signal there for a second because we went quite close to the trees. Right, so now number 4 is lined up. If I press the steer button, it will steer me straight onto that line. Let me do it this so it looks a bit better. So I'm going that way, it will steer me straight back onto that line, look. It wants to be on that line. So yeah, we have got, what have we got on here? Not that one, this one. Oh yes. So I can see this, how many satellites it's got somehow. I think it's that one. Yeah, so this is all the satellites that we've got. So satellites tracked 20. We've got our modem, we're on RTK, I don't know what half this stuff does. But so basically, we're on RTK. Our signal strength is RTK, and you can get SF1. This is like different types of accuracy. So you start off with SF1, SF2. I think there's not SF3 now, but and we're on RTK, which is the best one. You do have to pay a yearly subscription for it, but it is really good. Basically, it runs off of. Basically, it's got a SIM card in that dish up there, and it runs off a phone signal as well as satellite. And basically these lines will never move. With SF1 and SF2, if I was drilling and I went off to fill up with seed, when I come back to the field, these lines would have probably moved 5 or 10 centimeters across the field. But with RTK, it doesn't move at all. It just stays in the same place all year round. So no, it's really good. I hate to have to go back to go without RTK. But yeah, so that's it really. It's pretty simple. This is why I like the John Deere one, because it's simple. That's beeping at me saying that we're nearly at the end of the field. I don't think there's anything else on here really. We've got document, totals. So we've done 0.70 hectares now, and we're doing 5.7 hectares per hour. If we had put in a border line around the outside of the field, it would tell us how many hectares we have left in the field until we're finished. See that? It got straight on the line. So that's it. Simple as that. Right, I'll catch you later. This is what the boundary line looks like. You see that pink line going along there? That's a boundary line, and that goes right the way around the field. Pick this up. And then if I go on totals, it will tell me, you know, area worked in this field and area remaining and stuff like that. Alright guys, so it is Saturday afternoon. I'm just climbing up on top of the sprayer, the Bateman RB26. I've just been out grass rolling all day, and I've just finished doing all the silage grass. I've just quickly got to do a job on this sprayer before I go home. I'll plonk you up there, look. Hang you down. Basically this exhaust top is hanging off, so I've got a new shiny one to put on there. So it helps if I've got the right size spanner. 17, not 19. Wait a minute, I'll be back in a minute. Right, I'm back. Clamber on up here. Right, managed to find a couple of spanners anyway. So this has actually got a John Deere engine in it, this machine. 175 horsepower, I think. Pull that off there. Yeah, so basically it was on its last legs, it was about to snap off. The little spot welds were broken. This nice new shiny one on. All the way up there, I guess. We're done. cinch them up a little bit, and then move them into place. Right. Job's a good one. Hopefully this one won't break. A couple of sensors in that lot. There's all sensors. A little GPS receiver there. All the wires showing for some reason. What's taping up? Yeah, so right, that's that job done. That means I can go home now. If I can get back down without falling off. It's not the easiest thing to get up on. There's no sort of steps or anything.